a lot of ultra runners have struggles or addictions, and like what allows us to go so deep into a pain cave. And I keep thinking, what is it that allows Courtney Dauwalter to go into her pain cave?
Courtney Dauwalter was the first woman over the line this weekend at the 2018 Western States Endurance Run.
Courtney Dauwalter, you know who she is?
Courtney Dauwalter has set an American record in 24-hour running.
She won the Moab 230.
Okay, yeah, I heard about it.
240 rather.
Heard about it.
Yeah, she beat all the men by 22 miles.
You have had success on the track, you've had success in 100-mile racing, you've had success at shorter stuff, 50 miles. What's the deal?
When you talk to her, she seems so normal. There's no demon there.
No.
I'm like waiting to meet a demon.
Right.
You know, I'm like, where's your demon?
Right.
Like, how are you getting through that? Her demon's a quiet demon.
Right.
It's there. It has to be.
Coffee. 6 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours to race time. It's good, right?
I mean, I'd like to see how fast I could do 200 miles. Now that I have the confidence in my legs that they can cover that distance.
Settings and change.
Morning, kid. Ready to go?
Hey, Cork Pops.
Yeah. I'd like to see how much more efficient we can be with it. It's not a full cup if you haven't finished it. These are just topper-uppers.
You need a topper, right?
Yeah.
Decimal.
We gotta get another pot. The crew is imperative. Their job is way harder.
This is decimal degrees, and this one's in minutes and decimal minutes.
I didn't watch it. Was it candy?
Anything and everything can and will go wrong, so you just try to plan as much as you can up front.
She's doing that on her own.
So my crew is my dad, Dickie Doo, my husband. You're such a ham. Mike and Stan.
We'll have seepage on this one.
Stan is a total goofball. He's like a mullet, business in the front, party in the back.
Fits my big head.
He
just
can
right.
kick it back pretty good.
Looks official.
It does look official.
That's the secret sauce right there.
Creamy mashed potatoes.
And then Mike has done tons of 100-mile races, and he'll push you through some of the darkest times for sure. And then Kevin's just Kevin.
I think every one of her pacers are going to say the same concern, is that she's going to drop them.
I'm a mid-pack guy, and I know it's 200 miles or whatever, but this girl can run.
A relative charge.
Yeah. It's probably
But if it's working.
What socks do we choose today, Courtney?
What do you think? Lucky?
I think it's perfect.
Hopefully she doesn't run another 6:30 or faster mile like she did at the end of Moab, because I almost got dropped there, and I think getting dropped twice in a year would be embarrassing.
Please be good today.
The black sock.
And tomorrow. Okay.
Are we ready to go, Court?
Okay.
Let's do this.
The X factor is having Dick.
When I was growing up, he didn't miss one of my sports events. It's so cool then to have him here. My #1 fan. Are those guys ready?
I feel like as a crew, we'll be successful if at the end of the race, Courtney feels like she did everything she could, that she got the most out of the race.
I think that she can do the race in 2 days. The course record is 58 hours, so maybe we're in over our heads, but we're gonna try it, and if things go south, then we'll troubleshoot and figure it out.
I set goals like that just so that I'll hold myself accountable to keep pushing when it gets hard, and not to settle and be like, oh, it's fine, we'll just finish it. I want to keep like pushing through and seeing how fast we can do it. And so the goal is, win this thing, because that's going to make sure that I keep looking for the next person.
I think I get concerned with any race. It's just, it's a lot.
Tahoe 200.
All right, guys, we'll be out there. Keep it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She has such a genuine love for being outside and just running and pushing herself to see what she can possibly do. You'll hear her talk about it, and it's genuine. We talk about it when we're running together, just on a summer run.
I think it's just curiosity.
She's always had the desire to do her best. We always told her we didn't care what you did as long as you tried your hardest at it. And it maybe stuck.
You're not wearing your crew shirt. Wearing my lucky shirt.
Oh.
And my lucky hat, and my lucky socks.
I couldn't ask for better people.
We're just very grateful that we have people that can put down 40 plus miles.
Is that nice?
That's nice.
Yeah, we better. It's hot out, you guys.
Yeah.
That one. Bye.
We were guessing 10:54 and she came through at 10:53, so.
Wow.
Like clockwork. I'm so good at guessing.
In and out quick.
You can't escape. Hey, get some lunch.
I have been running my whole life.
She had done her first 50 miler when we met, and she asked, "Do you want to pace me for a 100 miler?" And I was like, "You're gonna have to explain." Like, I didn't know that was something people did.
The 100-mile race didn't go so well. I mean, I was like laying on the side of the trail, like just kind of whimpering, and then decided to drop out of it. Trying to sit with the fact that I had just quit got me like really fired up, and I was doing a 100-mile race then, and it wasn't going to be an option of quitting. So I guess people would say that my Run Rabbit Run 100 win kind of like made waves, maybe, where people were like, who's this person in long shorts? And what is she doing at the top of the podium?
Her Ultra awards are all kind of tucked away in storage. I thought it was pretty awesome that Courtney got the cotton candy one, because she loves candy. Why are you so embarrassed? Jeez. She just would never brag about her accomplishments.
They put our names on them.
It's definitely been really interesting watching her progression.
I'm retired, professionally retired. So yeah, I went pro. Teaching jobs will always be there, and that's something that I could go back to. It's like living my dream every day. I wake up and get to look at the Front Range of Colorado and choose where I go that day and for how long. I feel really lucky to be able to be doing that, and we'll see how long it lasts.
She's cruising. She just gets in her zone, and if it feels good, it feels good.
You want that tucked under your vest?
Yes, please. I have 2 waffle and 2 tuna. Is there some water?
She was definitely ahead of schedule, and I think at one point, she was coming to aid stations 20, 25 minutes ahead of where we were expecting her.
Straight across. Yeah, good.
See you.
See you.
Go, Courtney!
There's some athletes that come into the sport and hit it being successful right off the bat, right? With her, she's had failures that she's had to learn from, And so her progression's been very natural and just amazing. And it's like, okay, I've done that. She knows she can do it, right? So what's the next boundary, right? What boundary can I break?
It was just baking hot, and I think it was just so hot and so sunny and no wind at all that everybody got overheated.
Yeah, here she goes.
Not getting much food in, which is a problem, I think.
Okay, yeah, we need to get some in.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's been hot. It's coming off now.
And she definitely got, she was struggling to eat enough calories, and her stomach got upset because of the heat, is my guess, more than anything.
All empties.
All empties?
Yeah.
Just give me
A couple more.
Food's not going in. I'm gonna try it, but so far no luck.
Yeah, it was a really hot day. We're doing great though. I can handle it. Can you try to eat one right now? How's that sound?
You got two that you can take, and I mean, if you want to carry one.
Just getting quite nauseous already.
Yeah.
Small bite, yeah. Like I eat that Big Newton at Leadville, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, my biggest concern was that she was not going to get enough calories and just have a major bonk. You know, we were just like, sun's going down pretty soon. She'll be able to be running when it's a little cooler.
Okay, I gotta go. I can't do anything else.
Do you want to quesadilla with you?
No, it's not working.
Pick this up. You're going back up. And we'll go up.
Okay. Yeah. See you soon.
You're doing great.
Okay. See you. Oh.
In a few races, when things really start to go south, you can kind of see the gears turning. Like, I know this feeling. I've been here before. It used to push her to the point where she would get, sometimes really emotional, like she'd start crying, but now she's like, okay, I know this happens and I just need to be strong.
She just has this ability to be hating life and be able to push through that.
I think she's an incredible problem solver, and she can figure this stuff out and tune into what her body wants, and she pays attention to herself. As much as we all think that she's a goofball and she doesn't pay attention to anything, she's very in tune with what's going on around her.
How are you?
Okay.
She needs to get calories in her.
Okay. Got a home for you.
I'm so thirsty. It was a mental low. But then it also became physical when I was like throwing up, everything I was eating the first day. So I was like hit 2 times by these like weird things that don't normally happen until past the first day usually.
We gotta go.
This was unique. I've never been in a low for so long and had no reason for it. Like right from the get-go, my brain was in just a weird state where it was like not processing that I was racing and getting to do this thing, and so everything just felt like more of an effort.
Even though Kyle was, had kind of separated himself. When I had picked her up, I had checked where he was, and we were about 8 miles ahead of him, maybe 9 miles ahead of him, right around there. And then we got to the next aid station. They told us he was at 75 5 miles or something like that, but which basically put him 5 miles behind us or something. And all of a sudden, Courtney's like, he's closed 3 miles on us. She was just like, we got to go. And she just started to pound it up the hill. And right out of that aid station, you do this huge climb, like 4 or 5 miles, and it's steep and rocky, and she was running all of it. Turns out we basically maintained the same kind of distance. She was just not able to run as hard as she normally felt like she should. You know, I feel like if she had been able to not have the stomach issues from the heat, I'm totally confident she could have been running a lot of the stuff quicker than we were going in at a harder pace than we were going. But you know, you just got to fight through that.
Oh, right there in the woods.
They are.
Woo woo! Woo! Woo woo!
These condo people are going, what the?
Woo! Yeah. Coyotes. Coyotes. Big
Coyotes.
Yeah.
Morning.
Awesome. Stan.
Good job, Stan.
Thanks, Sam. You're doing great, though.
I'm good. I'm good. I got plenty of time to drink. Dude, try it. You crushed it so bad. Everything I could do to stay with you, dude.
So what's the next section, Drew?
The next section is
Goes up
17
and then
miles,
goes
and it
down.
goes up for a while, and then it goes down.
That's it.
Yep.
Normally in these ultras, I ride a high and then a low and then a high again. And this one was just like, it started in kind of a low and then just sunk a little bit deeper and then stayed there. Like I couldn't find the other side of it ever. For the first like 20 hours, I think I was just like fighting for every mile, which normally doesn't happen. Normally there's more highs in that first part especially. But I couldn't find it for some reason. I don't know what factors were going into that.
Learned a lot of hard lessons in those first ones, but since then, I mean, every race she's kind of fine-tuned more and more, and I don't know if there are any secrets in this sport, but she's kind of figured out how to get through just about anything.
They're just not sitting well because their stomach's so upside down, so maybe pancakes and maple syrup. God knows I would have eaten it because
Light on the syrup. I don't even like sugar. My arms are kind of tired.
it's 2,000 up and it's a lot of down.
A lot of them.
Yeah, maybe give them a break.
She
Yeah.
came in and we're like, do you want to try some pancakes? We had the cheese quesadillas and we were like, do you want to try some pancakes with some syrup? And she's like, ooh, that sounds good. And she got a little piece down and I was like, she's still eating it.
This right here, whose idea?
Stand a man.
10 points. I've been working on it for how many hours now? Figuring out what food will go.
So yeah, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We know it's hot and sunny. We'd like a cheese quesadilla and some pancakes.
All right, bye, Courtney. Have fun.
Bye.
Stop.
I think she relies on the fact that no matter what happens, we're still on her team. We still love her to death. This is icing. I mean, this is fun. You know, and if this all goes away tomorrow, God, did we have a frickin' ball.
So much of it comes from her mom and dad. Her humility, her overall approach to life. It's too important to enjoy your life to get all worked up about the little things. She doesn't run ultras to get interviews and be in magazines. She runs ultras because she loves to run. Some solo time. You're going about 7.5 till Mike picks you up, so
up a step. Do that. See you in 7, huh?
Yep. See you, baby. Have fun. Second place. I think he's only like 4 or 5 miles back now. Like he's been cruising. He's coming. He's coming, and then we'll have a battle. It'll be real fun.
mostly she's gonna probably just want to look at the profile.
And I have the sheets
how much
right
up and
here,
down
too,
it is
so-
by looking at it.
So 19, 13 and a half, 6 and a half.
She got hooked up with a coach in high school for cross-country skiing. His name was Randy Gibbs, and he was really, really good at getting every little drop of talent out of these girls that he coached. He kind of taught them the idea that you could go way faster than you think you can, and you can go way farther than you think you can. And after being with him, she figured out how to go really far.
Going and competing in Alaska in the winter and having to deal with the cold where they had duct tape on their face so they wouldn't get frostbite and all that kind of stuff. And she went through a lot of this pain and suffering and learned from a very young age that that's not the end of the world.
She came into Sierra Tahoe. Her high school cross-country ski coach was out there to see her.
I know you.
I mean, you could just see her light up. This is a man who had a profound impact on her capabilities as an athlete.
This is the guy.
He taught me everything I know about basically going into the pain cave, like that place where it really hurts. He was the one who taught us how to go in there and be okay with it.
You got any aches, anything I need to know about?
Everything.
Everything's great?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Everything's great. I've been down this rodeo with her. She's a stud out there. Fast. They go away fast. We got 19 miles.
Be safe tonight. Okay? And it was really cool then to have it like come back full circle and for him to be there with his daughter. Hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming. I'm not a crier, but that was really emotional and like just really special to see him again. Hey, good to
Between
see you.
freshman and sophomore year, she went from being like pretty good to all of a sudden winning all the races basically. Like she just realizes I don't like getting second. She went from being someone that didn't really ski. She was a runner, you know, and next thing you know she's winning the state meet in skiing. People that have been skiing for 10 years longer than her. I think that's it. It's a burning will to be the best. She hates losing more than she likes winning it.
You know, we had 6 mile lead maybe at that time, and we knew it had closed down to within 2. She was in the pain cave I was with her for 11 and a half hours out there on the trail, and, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of highs for her, unfortunately. It was just a lot of, I got to do it, you know. We were 19 miles into the segment where I was pacing her, and she was just like, well, that kind of sucked, you know, or whatever. I'm like, you did great. And she said, Mike, just be mad with me for a minute or whatever. So I was like, yeah, it kind of sucked, you know, it was rough. And she's like, okay, thank you, I'm done being mad.
No service. I don't know where she is.
No clue. It's crazy to have something this close in a 200.
Cuddle up a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Come on through. We're just right down here.
Thank you.
So your crew is waiting for you by the fire.
Pancakes ready for
Thank
you. Quesadillas already made up.
Thanks for being out here.
Yeah. Where's everybody at?
In the airport.
Hey, Sweet Pete.
Hi.
Hi there. How are ya? Nice work, buddy. Thank you, sir.
She's at home for you.
Yeah.
Fall asleep. Check if he falls.
Hi, buddy. Good morning.
These trails were like super technical.
He's coming close, right? Yeah.
Snuggle in for a minute.
All right.
She sat down twice.
You gonna land a cot?
It's just so, I mean, so dusty when she was leaving.
Mike quickly gave us the update that, yeah, she's fighting to sleep and sleep running.
This is quite an adventure.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Excited to be done so we can drink beer. We can't go on the Rubicon.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough Jeep trail. You know, only tough Jeeps get to do it.
Yeah.
And look at you out there.
So let's send this delirious, sleepless person on there.
Excellent.
A menace to society.
Yeah, Kyle! Come on, bud!
You won't even take any of this with you?
Take them with
I'm going to take that.
Is she taking any of this with her?
It's a fighter. Did you get on the trail? Let me see.
Is she taking any of it? Good.
On here, let's go.
Far away? No, right here, right here. Right here. Kyle, right here.
There
Bathroom,
you are.
straight.
I think I've been chasing you for.
Hey, Kyle. How you doing?
I'm delusional.
Yeah.
Everything's moving.
Welcome.
Better than you drive.
Has he slept at all?
No. You know what he needs first, man?
Yeah.
How you doing, Courtney?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not doing 200 miles. You're a hard person to catch. Just letting you know. Real good.
Marco is in, yes. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
One way to get there.
Get there.
It ain't gonna come to you, kiddo.
Doesn't?
No, I've tried it. Believe me, it doesn't come to you.
Could the beer be delivered?
Doing this.
Let's do this, babe. Yeah,
See you shipping.
You, baby. Good luck.
Have fun. Proud of you. You too.
Did you get a new headlamp battery? Did you get a new headlamp battery, Tom?
That was a little hard on her. I think she was kind of anticipating it because people had been feeding her information that he was getting closer and closer. And I think when he was about 2 miles away, it was 30 miles from the finish. And she just said, like, I can't redline this for 30 miles. I'm just going to do what I can do. And if he passes me, so be it. I'll try to catch him again.
Good luck. Great
job. What's up, y'all? For Mac Miller.
Got this, baby.
Yeah.
You don't know drugs like that. Where are we going? We're going right here. You're going to go straight right up this. Straight or right? Just keep going straight. It was a lot more rugged than I was anticipating. I think it was more rugged than the first half of the race. Just couldn't open it up after. She just wanted to open it up a little bit.
They can see each other's headlamps, I'm sure. My guess is that he is.
I'm super competitive. I mean, if I could have, I would have held on and held him off. It had been such a hard day from the very get-go, and there we were, like 40 hours in or whatever, you know, when he finally passed, and it was like, I don't know if I can fight anymore.
So this is the last aid station. Kyle, last check was a little ahead of her. She'll just give it her go and see if she can reel him in. Hurry up and wait.
Get it, Kyle. It better not be a couple hours.
Nice work, Kyle.
Go get it, Kyle.
I hope she's not disappointed or upset. I think she gave her best, right? I mean, she wasn't out there quitting. She was fighting the whole way, and that's all you can ask for, right? Is to just put it all on the table, and if somebody beats you, then somebody beats you. But she's not out there competing with other women. She's competing with other runners, and I think that's pretty special.
Great job, Court.
And she looks at me and she's like, 50. I got to get in before 58 hours.
And water? Yeah, we're great.
You need anything?
Yeah, she's doing good.
No, you're killing it.
Several miles.
You want any of that?
And then these two, please. The 50-hour goal is one of those things that did really get her fired up and got her moving really well again.
It starts with about a mile or two climb.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Or come hug me.
Seeing 7 miles for a beer.
Absolutely. I had him in the car.
I think I just had to set something. Like, we had missed the other goals we had, the other like big aspirations we had for the race, and we were looking at the clock and I was like, is sub 50 hour finish possible? And he did some math and he was like, yeah, but you're gonna have to work for it. And then I was like, okay, fine, like let's do this, because I needed a reason at that point to keep pushing really hard because it hurt so bad, and that was the perfect carrot to dangle.
Sub 50. We've got an hour and 40 minutes.
Go get it.
So.
There's one art done. Great.
See you there.
He's the ultimate crew chief and pacer. I joke he's just Kevin, but he's like the whole thing. He's everything.
She's got, no doubt, a gift, but her full physical abilities have come from so much hard work. She's gotten a lot stronger because she works so hard. But that's not, that's what I've seen more change. But the foundation of all that work is she's so strong. Oh man, sorry. This is really telling you how amazed I am, how she's just a really amazing person. What I've seen in the last 3 years, just her physical ability has developed so much from all the hard work that she's done, where she would go run a 100-mile race, and for 5-6 days afterwards, she would be wrecked. Ultimately be able to function after a week, and now it's like she does a 100-mile race. The next day, yeah, she can't sleep, she's fatigued, her body's killing her, but within 2 or 3 days, we're doing shakeout runs, or we're, running around, and her ability to recover has been just amazing compared to what she was several years ago.
I don't think there's anything in particular that's unique about her per se. I think it's something that other people can do. I do think she's gifted genetically with, she's just wired a little differently maybe. Something that Courtney has learned and that she's gotten really good at is that when you think your body's telling you to stop, maybe you don't need to stop. And it's a challenging thing to do, but it's absolutely possible for anyone.
She's not running away from anything. She's just running towards the unknown and to see what can be really done.
Great job, Kyle!
I was still thinking about her goal of getting to, under 50 hours.
She was really hoping to get in by 11. So she has less than 20 minutes to get in those last 2 miles, which is really hard after 200 miles. Ugh. She's close, really close.
She's asking Kevin, how are we doing? And right to the last moment, just pushing herself to see what she can achieve. So.
I think it went incredibly well. Courtney had nothing left when she crossed the line.
First of all, she didn't drop any of us, so truth be told, we're all fired up about that.
Yeah. Ooh. And a little extra puff above the sock line.
We had so much fun.
I don't think she's ever satisfied. She always knows that it's always possible to go faster.
Hey Trace, how are ya? We did it.
I've even seen where she's won a race and been frustrated that she didn't do as well as she could have.
We talked about how it was all going when I was pacing her. She said, this isn't going nearly as well as Moab, but it's almost refreshing to a reminder that things aren't always going to go well. They can go very, very poorly, but even so, you can still do a great job.
That was amazing. Sub 50 hours? I'm not satisfied. I need to come back and do it better. Basically the whole second half I'd like to change if I could. I don't know. Yeah, situationally we had things come up that we had to problem solve, which I love doing, but we just didn't solve them as fast as I wanted. I didn't solve them as fast as I wanted, and so it caused the second half of the race to just be much slower. But that's okay. That's part of the fun.
Really, I'm even more proud of her than I was at Moab. Seeing how hard it was on her and not being able to eat for 140 miles, that's really hard on your body. And for her to keep pushing through that and move at the speed that she did was incredible. I don't know, if there's any lesson that I've learned is you can never be too surprised at what Courtney can do.
I don't think yet she's found that breaking point. There's going to be some good stuff to come. We're going to see from her what just she's capable of.
Everybody's got a demon. Yeah. I don't know that I have a demon. I think I don't like to fail. And I want to finish everything that I start. Is that a demon?